of the action.
Thanks, guys. Here we go. Match 53. Rich is joining me once again. It's a pretty deep south plane.
It is. It cuts off quite a lot to the northern areas, and it makes Ence's home turf very tricky to get to.
Yeah, this is, I mean, not even that. M19 even to up to Yasnaya. I mean, it's even a little bit tricky for the Knights that are going to try and drift across. So we'll see whether we adjustments. Crow Crowd going south. Knights going south. Okay, remember Knights? They went the tempo drop last time. They might be doing the same again.
They took the west coast. Crow Crowd might be doing the same as well, so they need to be careful here. We also saw a point where I think it was Crow Crowd who decided to push Raise Your Edge in Prim last time we had this kind of flight path. FAZE more than likely will opt to Nova. We have seen this one before, so it shouldn't be any kind of surprise to other people. Either that or they just long drop it home, but Nova would be a much better beneficial place for them now. TSM, usual spot, that'll be a long drop all the way over. They don't have to go to the crossroads and pick up the cars. G2, home territory, same for Jokers. Now, it's this west coast that is very, very cluttered. Look at all the... We've already got bullets going down. Drader might even pick up a point himself. Has managed to force to run away from that one, but it's just finding vehicles galore now. What can you get? What can you pull out of the back here? Because three teams are all along that west coast, and they're all looking for vehicles. I think the safest one's definitely going to be Raise Your Edge, just because Prim's completely uncontested.
I'm surprised how shallow they went trying to get down to long drop into Primors. They've obviously tried to secure as many vehicles as they could, knowing it was busy along there. But yeah, that's a big oof, isn't it? That's a pretty northern circle. Shooting range kind of centered up, so Encer kind of correct to continue going on their path. They did see that it is completely free, so they'd probably actually end up going Severny maybe instead.
Just about to say that. They might do Severny or Shooting Range 6 somewhere that's a little bit more inland of Stalba. FaZe didn't actually go Nova. They actually did a long drop, surprisingly. Clearly this is because no one's really contesting. They're not doing any damage, so they're not even boots on the ground yet. They'll have the longest trip out of everyone, bar Raise Your Edge in Prim. But for the simple fact that now they'll be thinking, okay, there is a readjustment coming here from Ence. We have this, and the fact they don't have the Knights or NIP in Lippo, East Coast is completely free to. That's a very, very clear and as clear as day FaZe transition as we'll probably get, maybe back of Stalba and up to those.
Back to standard FaZe, route this one.
Up and over.
Up in towards the garage, just to the east side of Severny. So, yeah, Ents do choose go Severny. They're sticking around there. Constantine, actually, from M19, have chose not to go Yasnaya just yet, and actually instead loot around here, which puts them pretty close. I think he's got a second player near him as well, but Ents are going to just disengage from that one. Squeaky doesn't want too close for them. He will go off towards the shooting range. NOP, of course, did gate camp NAVI in the previous matchup and collect one of their players. I wonder if the favor will be returned. NAVI could end up sitting on one of those bridges. Maybe actually the standard camp over to the right-hand side of them at the moment on that bridge, because actually a relatively central spot considering.
So FaZe have slipped not a substantial amount, but certainly more than what they'd probably like to, and Windstrike have jumped them. So we're 316. TSM 8 points behind them in 8th place. It's going to start getting difficult for them now. They need to pull a big win out of the bag. FaZe 316, 321 for Windstrike, and this is where it starts to get really, really scary. 330 Jokers, 332 NIP, 339 G2. Like, that is no longer, in my opinion, the 4th spot on for contention. It's third as well. Like this competition for London is completely open. Anyone's fair game.
Absolutely. G2 are not safe anymore like they were. NIP do come into crates and warehouse. They're just going to trade a couple of minutes before they get their move-ins, switch the scopes out. Lots of territory up for grabs. Now, we've seen NIP in the past actually go for the hillside, kind of just where to the east of where Squeaky is, on a similar circle to this. And I'm wondering if they're thinking maybe going to do that again, and that they take control of that large portion of hillside, sort of overlooking down on shooting range and down towards the crossroads. It is a really strong position. I just wonder if anyone's going to allow them to have that position here in the PEL, because obviously that's been in former competitions, never really been as strong a competition as there has been now.
I suppose it all depends where that circle actually decides to swing, because don't get me wrong, shooting range can be a very, very, very strong position, but it's perpendicular to where the circle's going to be, because if you're coming downhill into shooting range, you're pretty much looking up. You've got that wall. You've also got a little divot just before the wall, like a trench. So basically, you have a good line of sight. More importantly, you have good line of cover. So it's a very strong position to defend. But offensively,
not shooting range itself, the hill there.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
There, yeah.
Compared to actually getting out of the shooting range and then moving upon that.
They're really slow to move, in fairness. Considering the circle's up by them, NIP are pretty slack here. Because you can see Vitality already moving, Windstriker actually ahead of them. They're coming out of Gatka. They've been pretty lapsadaisical, I think, in their approach. They were just trading meds in the warehouse a little too long. Of course, they had to be careful they didn't get caught out by NAVI as well. And they're actually going to take, instead, a relatively western path.
It'll be interesting to see if DA set some kind of a bottleneck up. I think it'd be a nice play for points, to be honest with you, if they did, because they're up in that northern region. They could take the bridges coming out of Rozhok and clamp it down, to be honest. Okay, there's 2 viable exit routes out of Roz if you need to do it, but you could potentially, there's 2 like little mini bridges just to the eastern side. Camp them out and try and pick up some points in the rotations through. FaZe, what do you expect? Standard scenario, TSM finally getting in the vehicles. Would you believe it? We have Raise Your Edge not rotating yet.
Team Liquid honking the horns at Digital Athletics as Iroh passes by.
Wait.
Path they're going is going straight towards Windstrike, but Windstrike, of course, are going for the standard gate camp. Team Liquid will turn right here.
You expect them to?
Yeah, they will. There we go. Now they're turning north, so they're going to turn away from that one. Digital Athletics, of course, you know, they start out in Rozhok, so it's just a leap over the bridge for them. There's Windstrike camping out that bridge as expected. Pretty certain that somebody would land there. See if they can catch out, because you've got the likes of Crow Crowd, Red Diamonds, and the Knights all coming from that direction.
It's one of those points that you know is a choke point, and you know where people are going to be. The false stack can be extremely powerful, mainly because you can just put people in the windows and get an extra elevated line of sight. TSM playing it slow and steady. That's fine. Make sure they don't lose any people on rotation. They're a team that needs to do well here if they want to make that top 4.
They've just got to keep scouting ahead as well, because they know G2's gone ahead of them. So they'll just keep pulling up, just check ahead. G2 not camping us. Okay, keep moving, do the same again.
Well, I mean, they're in the 300 pack, all right? They've crossed that threshold and they've got a little bit of a jump on 9th position, but it's still... It's a, you know, it might look like just a few points, but the problem is, and I keep saying this, it's the most difficult thing about PUBG. It's okay you having a great game and having a big game, but you've got to rely on other people in front of you dropping the ball. I mean, FaZe Clan at the moment, a 13th and a 16th position is absolutely not what we expect from that roster. Yeah, no, absolutely not. That's it's going to be a challenge for them. They are doing their northern swing as expected. South side of Stalbart. Meanwhile, Ents, of course, did start out into Severny, so they've got themselves a very easy area. They're just in that little shelter area by the shooting range. Raise Your Edge just coming in from the south. Everybody will be in there. Red Diamonds went for the western bridge at Georgia Pole. They're going to be coming west of Navi, who've decided to take themselves a position. And we were talking about G2. That's not what they were aiming for there. Oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear. It's not good. He may fire one day. Huh? He used to be Udir Mayfire. That's his name. Udir Mayfire. Okay. So that was a deeper pun than what I expected. I could go, well, I could have gone deeper, because G2 are actually playing in League of Legends as well at the moment. And Udir, did you cast League of Legends Udir is obviously a League of Legends character, so there we go. Oh, really? Yes. Okay. There we go. He's a bear man pig. That's literally what he is. He's a bear man pig. Anyway, Brexco, let's pull away from the whole League of Legends thing. G2 themselves, they've took a really wide spread. Yoink. Oh my God, that is a shift. It's very rare do we see a northern heavy circle go so far down south. But the problem with this one is you've still got that basically smack through the middle. You have this Georgia Pole to Rozhok River all the way up to Yaz. This could still swing either side. At the moment, if I'm Windstrike, I am laughing. Yeah, because they've been holding that bridge camp, and now that bridge camp is the central point. Literal pinpoint center. I still think this will go north, just because of the shape of the river. But honestly, that could go anywhere.
NIP wanted that compound. NAVI beat them to it. The race was
Good
on.
Lord, that's
the luck
brutal.
of the Knights. The Knights are charging to that compound down low. The garage down by opposite Windstrike. Crow Crowd are sitting in the crates at the moment. And Georgia Pole Red Diamonds are coming back into Georgia Pole North, which is where a couple of these teams are going to have to start looking. Vitality and Team Liquid, we saw them previously sitting on that hillside, both very close to one another. The Jokers, they're coming through the ruins. They're happy that they've took this slow approach. TSM also coming through the backside, the north side of Pachinki, all the way around the edge of ruins towards them. How have Crow Crowd got caught? How is this a thing? They were in crates. What are they doing?
They didn't have to go for that push.
I guess they wanted a 2-2, right? But why? They're way too late at making that choice.
A 2-2 is when you're going to split it because you want to take map advantage.
They needed it to be on the bike the second that circle was popping. If they wanted that 2-2, they needed to be moving before the circle even moved.
I mean, I get it, but like, no, that's a poor maneuver.
It was just awful.
They've paid for it. They've lost 2. And even if it wasn't at this level, would you really not expect players to be camping around those angles and those cross? You know, they're bottlenecks. These players at this level know the bottlenecks, and you should too.
M19 forced out wide by Ents. FaZe Clan, by the way, have pulled into the western side of shooting range, and Team Liquid have kind of got an eye on them. Team Liquid have got 2 players on the crash plane and keeping an eye on FaZe Clan to their north. M19 on a deep west rotate because they've got nowhere else to go because they've dropped the ball again.
So we've still got a good cluster of players up in the northern ridges, just playing the hillside. 2-2 for Liquid, 4 stack up front. For Vitality, FaZe playing off the back foot here. The Pearl Buggers just can't seem to get a rest. I mean, they go up north, they do their usual thing. It's their usual style of play, and all of a sudden the circle goes, no, nope, and just completely nopes away from them. So now they have to be prepared that an instant rotation might have to happen.
They may as well stay on the bikes because the time they get into the circle, it's about to change again. We'll see whether it shifts.
I think that's why Eitzy's just often having a quick peek to see what's up front and centre, really. He's on his own at the moment, driving around. And again, even if it is finding a better place to... I mean, Crate's just actually popped above his head, so that's not too bad. It will focus a lot of teams towards him, maybe give away the position. But still, being preemptive here is the name of the game because this is going to go anywhere. And the migrations... You got to remember... If you, depending on which side of the circle this goes, teams are going to be sitting pretty already.
Good spot for Jokers. That everyone's played in that spot, right, in the Ruins Castle, and you've got a really good field of view to take shots on them. Are they going to move away from this on the Jokers? Because it will leave them in a horrible spot. It's a strong position, but it's going to leave them in a horrible spot. And yeah, they're going to try and rotate, trying to get over as quick as possible because this whole area in the south now is kind of no man's land. We feel it is going to pull to the north, so everybody wants to get up there. 8C and FaZe Clan are actually going around the edge of shooting range. 8C will collect that crate as well en route, and they actually probably going to be gifted. There's a pretty decent compound here, you know, that Vitality, they're kind of moving towards. Vitality got 2 members running towards it at the moment. There's the crate. If FaZe are quick in their movements, they will be able to get a really strong compound away from Vitality. Vitality look to be going towards it. Oh yeah, Vitality getting in there. They've scouted it. They're going to beat FaZe to the punch.
But FaZe do have one of their own, so they can get something off of this one. Liquid haven't readjusted like deep into the circle. They've actually gone to the edge to try and play border control. A team that's going to have difficulties getting in now is TSM. We need to have a look at their POVs because G2 are front and center on Sunken City. This is going to be brutal on the edge. Oh,
Gustav's going to be the only one. They've kind of spotted it. They've ditched it away. Meanwhile, we're seeing Senor, of course, vitally important. Jokers get as many points as they can. TSM averted danger. Team Liquid running across the hillside of the north. They have Ents, of course, and Red Diamonds coming in near them as well.
Yeah, I really like what Liquid's doing. They're literally going for kills. They're going to go play the border rather than go center. They will play the white and just watch people feed to them, essentially. There is 2 teams that will be crashing into them any second now. Red Diamonds and Ents. There'll be a 3-way on the north, but down here on the south is when it's going to get a bit difficult.
Where in the world are M19 heading? And why is he not shooting his teammate? Like everybody, Raise Your Edge Cup of Magic are like, okay, we need to rotate north, go across the western North Georgia Pole Bridge. M19, who were in North Georgia Pole, are like, Now we need to go south around that bridge. Meanwhile, TSM absolutely bodying G2. Brexco now the last man standing, right next to Gustav. And this is, well, some of the teams licking the lips at this one, I think. If they see G2 go down, M19 might beat them to the punch for 16th, though.
I mean, Gustav went in as the lead scout, as he normally does. Lead fragger, entry fragger, lead scout, whatever you want to call it. He realized that they were both in there. He saw all of G2.
You're getting grenaded. Move!
For TSM, he actually called it out. So they all committed to it, even though he was on there on his own. G2 could have pushed him and flushed him out. But he's allowed TSM now to be on their ground. And G2, that is a bit of a balls up, in my opinion. That literally, if they go out in 16th, they're on the verge of getting kicked out of top 4.
Yeah, definitely. And you can see he's just lying, hoping, trying to get his way. And as a solo player, you know, obviously the points, the way it's weighted, that's another shift, you know.
I mean, with the water, you'd kind of be expecting
you knew it was going to pull away from the water, which is why you saw Jokers. They were in the castle, which is a great spot, but they had to get over that river. They knew it, despite the great position they were in. It does manage to put them there. And again, I was talking about Vitality's compound. That is now absolutely king of the castle, because they have the compound, the big compound that is inside the circle. Ents, Team Liquid, Raise Your Edge, Red Diamonds, all clashing in the north.
I feel so sorry for Raise Your Edge. They've done the usual slow play. They're coming out of the blue, and there's 3 teams just Bouncer in the edge of the white, Ents on one side, Liquid in the middle, Red Diamond still just hunkering and staying alive. I've no idea how. M19 is 16th again.
Yeah, there was a race. They heard that G2 wanted to go 16th, and they said, no, we're not going to let you beat you to that one. We will go 16th first. Crow Crowd also love to try and chase for that last place. They go out in 15th place. It's been a bad old time for those teams in this tournament. They've been a little bit found out. Recrens ditched it. Mate, you got to realize the patch has changed a long time ago with the water. You don't send it for that lake anymore. You've got to remember that. By the way, Jim's down. They're caught out in this fight with Ents at the moment in the top there.
Yeah,
I want to talk about NIP.
Yep.
Their nades are overpowered.
What, as a team?
As a team, yeah.
I mean,
they are by far the best team of nade throwers in the world.
And it wouldn't surprise me if every single player is probably packing about 6 or 7, maybe even more at a time.
I mean, they got 4 kills already. Team Liquid just found themselves a hatful of kills. We knew they were getting close to one another with Ents and the Knights, but they have just found Drayden completely napping. He was trying to be the forward scout. They've got Wanted right next to them, and Team Liquid could continue to pick up the kills. Wanted, go on, do it, do it, do it. It's a good one. It's a good one. That's a great one. Oh, it catches. Samty gets the knock on to Jeeves. Is there any follow-ups? He's cooking it. He's cooking it. He's going for it. Oh, Wanted. Oh, you beauty. Raise Your Edge. Absolutely raising his donger right there as he catches them all out.
That's insane. 3 eliminations, 2 grenades. Almost a big job done here.
He's coming into flush.
Liquid,
thank you very much.
I think Jempty's just running away. I'm surprised Dibby didn't go for it. I was very, very surprised. It's not as if he can't handle a fight or anything. Rory steps out in smoke, unfortunately, falls into the trap that they've set up on the bridge here. Out of the fire. Oh, she was out of the frying pan into the fire. Is G2 still alive?
No, G2 got wiped.
G2 go in the end, okay.
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
Who's
no, Brexco is still alive.
I'm thinking. I think he's still got this one solo player just chilling outside
he's on the rock
somewhere.
The map's shrunk away from him, but he is still on the rock behind them, I believe. Yeah.
So he's letting all this play out. Happy days for him.
He's probably gone in the water. I wouldn't be surprised.
Kemba still down here. TSM been held back on the bridge. And again, this is the choke points that we're talking about. Being able to bottleneck teams like this is how you can pick up the points on a circle like this. Just use it and abuse it. Know the terrain. Know where the circle's going to force these engagements and make full use.
Winstrike, they're taking the shots on Jokers. This is all for points. These teams are so close to one another. The Jokers smashing TSM out there. That's going to give them a lot of problems, obviously. They need that one big game. If Wookiee gets taken down, Pittsburgh Knights, it's been a pretty bad week for them the last 2 weeks, really. They've sort of slipped out. They had a really good start, but it's kind of gone away from them. NIP, meanwhile, are continuing to pick up a big fight, and it's against the Red Diamond, so it's a tough fight. Miraku and NBS are quite a long way from that fight, so I'm not too sure it's going to go in their favor.
There should be a GG for the Jokers. Well, you know what? The only thing that saves TSM here is if Winstrike just stabs the Joker straight in the back and saves his life.
And they're going for it. They're going aggressive. Dimash getting the heel off, trying as quick as he can. As the whole of Winstrike comes over, Senyu's trying to hold the angle, but he's in the open. He goes down low. Meanwhile, you can see Ents down in the picture-in-picture there. They're just having a good old fun time running along. It's Windstrike. They're getting a stray down. The nades come in. Nuki lands one. Kemba down. D-Mash down. And the Jokers, who were doing so well, go down in 12th place.
All this is going on, Wookie's like, you know what? It's time to run. He's got a level 3 crate as well, which is going to be great. I'll just get geared to the 9s. And that'll play wonders for his survivability because there's nothing else he can do against all these teams at a central circle. So he might as well just hunker down, get his level 3 helmet on, and pray that he's not spotted lying in the grass somewhere. NBS turns and faces. Estelana 6 times on the back, looking for the rest of Red Diamonds. But a doozy might have him dead to rights if he gets the point here. Smack bang, bangs in between the eyes, and now he moves on to the players that they have to run against the blue because it's forcing them into this circle. 5 kills, job done. Red Diamonds gone.
9 kills for NIP. 9 points in the bag. Where do they go from here? They are down to 2. They lost players in it, but it doesn't matter because they've got those 9 points confirmed already, and any other placement points will be substantial for them. Of course, the problem is they do have Ents nearby who are hunting them down from the northern side. Razor Edge also pushing in towards them. But here's the compound that we were talking about, the Vitality took control of. Brexco must have gone on a bike somehow and launched it in there.
There's no way you don't get up there without some kind of vehicle. He's just appeared on the map from nowhere, just this one random blob.
Razor Edge going for it. Cup of Magic. You've got to be flushing that one out. That had to be a confirmed fight there. Wanted, who's going off at the moment, gets himself one, gets himself another down. Cup of Magic finally lands it. Mikaz down and ends up being challenged by Razor Edge here.
Finally do get an off angle on him, so be able to do some damage, but the bullets keep on going, and the blue does the end of the job there. And the simple fact that he had so much commitment. NIP also getting involved in this one. Razor Edge Gaming, unfortunately, do go down. Cup of Magic certainly put up a valiant battle before doing so, I think.
Miracu's hunting for Squeaky there.
Did Ents lose 2 there in that engagement?
Ents lost 3. The Squeaky's the last man standing. Yeah, that was
dear.
There was some mutually assured destruction going on.
I mean, if there's a man you want left on your team, I suppose it is Squeaky.
Oh, Windstrike. This is your game. They're down low. That's the only thing I would say is going against them. Digital Athletics holding the ridgeline. Everybody has to kind of push in against DA. Windstrike can just stab everyone in the back. Uber and FaZe Clan all still in here as well. They're chasing the points, but they are in a tricky off-angle position. We'll see whether they can benefit from it. Uber being the front man. He's got to be careful he doesn't get caught out by Vitality moving out the compound.
It's a good preemptive read from them because they know that one compound that Vitality do have, they all have to essentially come out. You saw earlier on in one of the previous games where the Knights, in the last one in fact, were just demolished by TSM by stacking inside a tiny little compound. FaZe is still got a 4 stack up. They'll get ahead of them and basically just wait with open arms here. They can hold the ridgeline that they have and take control of this side of the map. Windstrike won't get involved. We know that when they have these kind of circles, which you've had in the past, they will play quite passive, sit back and try and go at it at range and make sure, I mean, we can see it on the map, they are very heavily spread along the southernmost edge of the circle, and that's what they do. They spread out, they try and get at multiple angles on enemies uphill and pick up points steady, slowly but surely.
10 kills for NIP. That is laying a marker down. G2, you may well have one alive, but your points have gone. You are no longer in 3rd place. NIP have surpassed you. It's all about placements now as well as NIP. They're on the flank. They're coming down. Digital Athletics are going to be the pressure. Beautiful Death trying to keep Vitality at bay. Look at Brexco in the background just watching this play out. It's a Beautiful Death. He's been a nasty badger in the floor before. Catching players out. Managed to get that 2v1 no problem before. Vitality going to be careful they don't get stabbed.
I love the fact he just scoped in. This player just appears from nowhere in his line of sight.
Oh, they're backing into Brexco.
They are, but they've also got the rest of DA that's lingering across there. Windstrike's causing some problems. Here we go. Time to lay down the hammer. I like the fact that he's got the peep and creep. Steps out, steps back. NBS up and over. Grenades are out.
FAZE coming around the back. FAZE pushing for this one. They're going to try and get around the back of Vitality. Vitality are just being minced into the blender right now. They've got face to face. They're going to come around the side. Oh, there's a nade. Goodbye. NIP wiped out in 7th place. They got themselves another placement point though, so 11 points for NIP in this game. I think they may have nicked a kill, another one in there as well, so it may even be 12. Not too sure. Meanwhile, TSM, Wookie, just pops out. The last man standing, just finally get flushed down. 6th place for them, but he put the damage on Windstrike and took Tixu down. Yep,
he's eliminated one player from them, and now they're at a disadvantage if they have to go up against the FaZe clan. They are center circle. They have repositioned. They have gone uphill, and they probably weren't expecting Wookie to be chilling there. I'm seeing Nuki with a Mark 14, which suggests he's got level 3 gear as well. That'll play dividends going into this late game, but FaZe, they are rather spread, but the problem is that Windstrike are taking multiple angles on them.
For FaZe, they cannot afford to let Windstrike get kills on them and get placement over them because they are behind Windstrike currently. They need to get involved in everything they can, but it's Windstrike that are hunting FaZe clan right now as Vitality go towards Digital Athletics. Yeah, it's Windstrike that are really looking for the angles. There was a Mark 14 I think I saw there as well.
He dinked in with the nade, so the doors are open now. Windstrike can go for the flush here, but you got to be careful because there's still 3 members of FaZe kicking it. It's in the back lines, and all of a sudden Vitality is trying to step up. The reason that he's on the back lines is to watch Vitality. They have a battle here on 2 different fronts.
I want to see Jorski's position. He's getting a flank right around the back of them. Fuzzface totally unaware. Jorski gets himself an angle, gets the shots down, but can't manage to get 80 down, but he's caused enough problems. Mexi, meanwhile, catches Timmy off his guard, and now Vitality turn their attention this way. They hear the shots. They want to get involved, and now it is just an absolute mishmash. Digital Athletics have been left to get back on their feet as they pressure Vitality in the distance, and now, of course, in the picture-in-picture, that's the focus we're looking towards because it's really a battle for place. 6th and 7th place going at it, all chasing NIP and G2.
Mexi gets the re-knock, be able to put Windstrike down for now. Monkey steps up, but doesn't manage to knock that last player. 1, 2, 3, line them. There we go.
That's
Job
bad for FaZe.
done. And now, yes, exactly, because now the alarm bells are ringing. Vitality are going to turn face and run head-on directly into them.
Aitzy and Mexi tried to get in the back there, but they're too late. They're a little too late to the party. Can they? They're going to have to take on Vitality, and you can see Jorski doing the damage. Uber down to nothing. Mexi gets flushed down. Aitzy's down in trouble as well. He's going to get flushed by Monkey. Jorski gets caught out, meanwhile, by Fuzzface down the bottom. He gets the flush on him. There's 2 FaZe alive, 2 Windstrike alive, and 3 Vitality. And Uber, well, you're dead.
I don't really see what else he can do, but we said that yesterday, and all of a sudden, he just went full Hercules mode and destroyed NIP.
Uber finds one.
Uber picks up 1, but now he's giving the game away. Now they know his position and his angle, and there's still 3 more to find. He's in a rough spot here.
Timmy is going to take Fuzzface apart the second it moves. He's just waiting for that smoke. Sees him back away, gets the spray down, does the damage. Uber's picked up. We didn't catch a glimpse of that one, but Monkey will find him. There goes Fuzzface. Nuki caught him with the angle, and that is a disaster for FaZe Clan because Windstrike will continue to stretch their lead over them, and they may actually surpass the Jokers now into 5th place.
I think for Nuki and Timmy, you've just got to go for this one. You've got to get stuck in straight away because you're fighting an uphill battle, and there's 4 members of Vitality that are going to be spread looking down upon you. So if you can just get stuck into them hyper-aggressively, you might be able to catch them off guard. You have the center of the circle. They have to move towards you, but the strength in numbered. You're outmanned and outgunned here. Get stuck in, try and take a man down as a duo, and then work your way through and see what happens.
It's a full-on 4v2. But that Mark 14 could pay dividends. It is Shadow that side. Monkey's the man. He's on the flank. He's already on the move around the side. He has been playing out of his mind this morning already. I say this morning, it's afternoon, but it's morning for every gamer involved. As Monkey continues to push around, he's looking towards Timmy. Keep your eyes on Timmy. That's where they're all coming
automatic. From. I didn't realize he had
the Wookiee suit on as well.
Nuki and a Wookiee.
There we go. Timmy. Oh, he landed so many hits, but Nasus comes in around the side, and now Nuki is the last man standing. Monkey was downed, but Nuki realizes he's in a 1v3. Just caught a glimpse of Nasus. That shot will give his position away. They'll be able to find him now as he goes to the tree, and Nasus will catch him down. It's Vitality that will pick up the win, but it's a long way coming. That's only their 3rd victory.